Then came the only reason that anything on television gave me this week to live and breathe, Brian. One of the single greatest performances that I've seen in years. We know that Christian Cage is a talented veteran. He can work and he can talk. He hasn't had the opportunity to do really either in the past year or so since he's been in the corner of Dino Dimwit and Jungle Boy. When he was presented as a babyface, his work is still good, but I don't think his promos are as good as when he's a heel. But now that he's switched heel, and now that he knows that a lot of the top talent is out injured, and his talents may be needed, the team is in need, we got to step up and do something entertaining. Christian Cage came out here and did the best 10-minute fucking interview that I've seen in I don't know how long. I liked the MJF meltdown promo, which was a completely different genre of promo as this and completely different topic, the whole 9 yards, for a heel promo by a heel that's just turned, that wants to get the people on his ass and wants to get some heat verbally. This was one of the best performances I've seen in forever. From the start, he was on the people. It was an interview that Tony Schiavone held the microphone for, which was even more amazing, that Christian did this effortlessly and like you used to be able to do with the announcer of the show holding the microphone for you. The material was fantastic. The delivery was incredible. The only thing that was lackluster was Tony, the Booker of the Year, forgot to actually come up with a reason why that Christian turned on Jungle Boy, so they blamed it on Jungle Boy eliminating Christian from a battle royal last year. And he's mad at the fans because they cheered. And since then, it's been a plot to take all of Jungle Boy's money. I'm thinking Christian has a short fuse. He gets pissed off 9 months ago and he finally does something about it. But he did a great promo with the worst reason for a turn ever in wrestling. And he gave shit to social media and the losers tweeting, blistering the fans. He was so genuine. It came off so flippantly, everything he'd say. And the whole story, we wanted to leech off Jungle Boy because he came back here to make money. He doesn't want to get young talent over. He doesn't want to impart his knowledge to the next generation. He wants to make some fucking money. And he put himself all over all of the kids. Eat my crumbs and enjoy it. And this was a promo also that referred to smart subjects, but didn't violate kayfabe. If you knew, you knew. And if you didn't, it didn't slap you in the face. And now he's the guy. Remember, he came in, his catchphrase was going to be, he was going to be the guy that outworks everyone. Well, now he says, now I got to get my own hands dirty, and that pisses me off. And that's great because they want to see a lazy fucking heel that doesn't want to have to do his own work. I don't know what outwork everyone even ever meant, and they dropped it quickly, thankfully. And then he tells the video of him telling Jungle Boy's mother that she raised a piece of shit, and then comes back to him and he says that Jungle Boy's mother was sweet on him being Christian because she wanted Christian to be Jungle Boy's father. After all, he had one, but he's dead. Oh, I wrote down, this is the greatest heel promo in years. And then they play music, and it's not Jungle Boy, it's the fucking dinosaur. And he comes out and snatches Christian by the neck. And then it started trailing down for me because Christian says, remember what happened to Marco? Well, if anything bad happened to Marco Stunt, a.k.a. Dwarf Dong Sucker, I'd like to hear about it, but it's cluttering things up here. And then Christian says, you're like a son to me. We got to talk in private, not in front of these people. And they hug, and Christian smiles over behind his back, and they walk off. But I love the promo, and I love the idea we're going to see Christian Cage against Jungle Boy because, as we've mentioned, Jungle Boy's the shits when he's in with the indie guys because he doesn't know how to lead on his own. But when he's got a veteran like that who can play to Jungle Boy's strengths, his selling and his purty face, and you don't want to see that young, purty little boy get the shit kicked out of him, that will be a great match. But anything that the dinosaur is in is going to drag this down, make it look fake or hokey or just goofy. The guy has no instincts. He can't talk realistically, work realistically, or have the proper reactions. So I hope that he's not going to be an integral part of this. What'd you think?
I thought it was a tremendous promo. I thought it was really good. I didn't think it was going to be as good as it was, and it was good. I thought it went a little too long, but doesn't take anything away from it. Maybe the most, I was going to say low-key, but it really wasn't low-key. The low-key best part of this was the outfit. The turtleneck. He looked like such a heel. He looked like such a prick. We'll see where they go with Luchasaurus. I'm not going to shoot it down just because of that, because I don't know where they're going to go. Maybe he loses the dinosaur mask. Who knows? Probably not.
I bet he looks like a complete fucking dipshit under the mask.
But this took forever to get him to the turn. I'm glad at least once he's turned, now I'm interested. And I would like to see him against Jungle Boy, and you laid it out there. We've seen Jungle Boy work with other guys like Jericho and different guys. Christian might be the guy who gets the best match out of him.
I think he will be. Because Christian's been there, and he knows how to fucking help a guy in the ring. And that's the thing. Everything, Christian was not in charge of the booking, which is why the turn has no sensible reason and why it took so long and they were broadcasting it to the point where it wasn't a surprise because, you know, when you drop little breadcrumbs or leave little hints, they're not supposed to be the entire combination to the safe, right? It's supposed to be a hint, not here's every piece of information you need to predict the future. So anyway, I hope that, but Christian didn't have control over that, but when you send him out to the ring to work or to talk, he's got a certain amount of control over what he says and how he delivers it and what the match is. Maybe not the finish. So anything, the point I'm making is when you get guys like Christian or like MJF or like Punk or like several other people that we talk about that know what to do and are talented, they can have great moments, great segments, great matches. It's just, they're the ones I feel the worst for because they don't have a booker to actually put the proper framework and structure and logic and sense and continuity around their individual good performances. They put in great performances when it's not related to the booking. When it's related to the booking, there's somebody else involved that doesn't know what they're doing, and that brings it down significantly. So I feel bad for the guys who can perform and hold their end up because they're the ones that are being shorted. The other guys, they can't work and they have these shitty indie matches. It doesn't matter whether the booking makes any sense or not because they ain't going to get over.
Hey, looking back now, and I think we've gone a couple different ways during the last few years, but the return of Edge and the return of Christian, for a while it seemed like, well, Edge is being used kind of all right. Christian they're not doing anything with. Now look at where we are. The
worm has suddenly turned. 25 years ago, I think it was, their first tryout match. It had to be, if it wasn't in 97, it was in 96, but I think it was 97. In Toronto, they worked with each other. And JR had signed them for like $300 a week Canadian money on a developmental deal, right? And I start putting them both over. And JR goes, shh, because Carl DeMarco, the head of the Canadian WWE office, Bret Hart's friend and sometimes agent, he was, in charge of a lot of the Canadian talent and or whatever. He knew the guys. He had pitched them. And as I'm putting them over, JR says, shh, and he walks me over to the corner of the grill position. He says, kayfabe DeMarco, we got him for $300 Canadian a week. So, well, you're going to have to give them a raise sometime because they're good.